Hi, my name is Sofia Echeverria Keck, and I am here with Victor Arias Jr. He is a senior client partner of Korn Ferry International. Hi, Victor. How are you?
How are you, Sofia?
Thank you so much for being here with me.
I'm glad to be here.
So we are at Stanford University in Silicon Valley, California, and we are here because we're attending a Latino Leadership Summit. And I'm very glad to have you here because you're a well-known community leader, Victor. And I'm going to let you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about you.
Sure. I grew up in El Paso, Texas, and I went to college there. I was first college graduate in my family, typical story of many Latinos. And so all the basic fundamentals that I learned for my life and the way I manage it was through my parents. And a large part of that is the way they created this ambiente, this atmosphere of being proud to be American, but don't forget that you're Mexicano, Latino. So I went to UTEP undergrad, and then went to Stanford MBA. So I'm glad to be back here in this beautiful, beautiful place that Stanford is. And Stanford really changed my life. I have been involved as a banker, as a real estate professional, more recently as an executive search consultant for Korn Ferry, and very tied to the community, always have been. And so that kind of drives a lot of the things that I do, having one foot in the professional world and having the other foot in the community. Was one of the co-founders of the National Society of Hispanic MBAs, which continues to be a premier organization, and serve on the board of AFC Enterprises, which is the owner of the Popeyes brand, so I hope you guys like Popeyes chicken. And also former board of trustees at Stanford University, and so just proud to be here.
So how do you go from being the first one to graduate to being on a board of trustees from Stanford University? It's very impressive. You would think that just graduating would be good enough, because that was already one step above where your parents, were or whatnot. But you took it to, you took it to the maximum. So what was your motivation and your encouragement to just continue your education and to be where you are right now?
I mean, a lot of it is the value that my parents put on education and hard work. Along the way, there's many people that help you, that are part of that. I mean, it's never you yourself that does something. You have to take advantage of the situations, and there's always people there that help you. And I can tell you stories about many, many people along the way that were helpful. But it's just not enough to kind of get through college and then get to Stanford. It's just what you do with those tools afterwards. And so I guess it's part of my own insecurity that I don't want people to tell me, you shouldn't have gone to Stanford, or you shouldn't be at Korn Ferry. It goes beyond. I have to be better than most so that there's no doubt in their minds that I belong and that there's value with what I bring.
And do you think that insecurity comes from the fact of being Latino? Is it a cultural thing, or is it you find it just like a personal point of view of things?
I think on some point it's personal. Because again, I mean, we all want to be valued for what we are, and so I don't want anybody telling me you don't belong. Okay, but I think on the other hand, I think there is a big part of me that is driven by being Latino and realizing that I am kind of an outsider in many respects. So even in corporate America, I've been treated as an outsider. Why are you here? In many ways, it's a good place to be because as an outsider, people don't pay attention to you. And so I hear a lot of things people are maybe saying in confidence. And so I learn a lot about just sort of being the outsider and really working with information. And so, and I would rather be an outsider because people have lower expectations and I can really just sort of hit them between the eyes when they least expect it. So, so it is part of being Latino. And I'm convinced that being Latino has some of the things. I use this acronym called VIDA, which, as you know, means life. And so VIDA in my mind has 4 elements to it. V is being visionary. And so being able to bring some direction. But that direction cannot be done unless you have passion and unless you have some purpose in life. It's broader than yourself. So V is for vision. The I is for introspection, because introspection means you have to look at yourself. You have to look where you came from. D is for discipline. And that is, part of working hard, and also being true to what really gets you there. Nothing just comes easy. It is it is earned. And actually, disciple, it comes from a word in Greek that means student, which means you're always learning something.
Right.
So, you know, discipline means you have to work hard, you have to learn from every experience. And then A, I think, is the most critical ingredient because, and it's very true for most Latinos and many immigrants, and it's adaptability. We learn to operate in different cultures, and there's a switch up here where I can speak Espanol contigo and I can speak English to the other person in a second.
Right.
And we have to learn how to adapt to our situations and be the best. And I think that's what is the driver and what makes the difference in being successful. And you know, we have those ingredients. You know, tenemos vida.
I like that. And you know what? It's easy to remember too.
Yes.
And yes, so you need to have vision, introspection, discipline, and adaptability, correct?
That's correct.
To be a leader, I guess.
Yes, I think everybody that is successful, whatever they do, can be in their own community, can be in corporate America, can be on a foundation, can be whatever. Todo está en vida.
Well, thank you so much, Victor, for your time. I really enjoy our conversation. And you know, whenever you want to talk again, give me a call and we'll do this again.
Claro que sí.
Thank you, everybody.